Hello everyone, this is King Vector 11 and I have some really good news for car enthusiasts, especially of GT Online. Although some choices made by Rockstar as of the Money Friends DLC that is released this Tuesday, actually just a few days ago, may be more inferior than other choices they've made, Rockstar, regardless of which, has brought back 26 vehicles to in-game websites, mainly with the purpose to give them all Imani-tech missile lock-on jammer upgrades. So I'm not going to waste any more time. Here are the following 26 vehicles that they brought back. They brought back the Albani Hermes, pretty cool actually. They brought back the Ennis Hillian. They brought back the Shafter LWB as well as the LWB armored variant. They brought back the Benefactor XLS as well as the XLS's armored variant. They brought back the Coil Raiden. They brought back the Dinka Akuma. They brought back the Emperor ETR1. They brought back the Enos Cognoscenti, as well as its armored variant. They brought back the Enos Paragon R, the Lampedati Viserys, the Ocelot Swinger, the Overflod Immorgan, the Pegasi Torero, the Pfister Comet, not the Pfister Comet, actually they did, but that's a spoiler. They brought back the Pfister A11, and here's the Comet, yeah. Anyways, they brought back the Progen GP1, they brought back the Progen Tyrus, they brought back the Shyster Deviant, the Shitsu Hakuchu, the Urumat Revolter, the Urumat SC1, the Urumat Zion Classic, the Vapid Stainier, and that's generally all the 26 vehicles that they brought back. On top of that, they put these Imani-tech missile lock-on jammer upgrades on another 24 vehicles, which are already in the in-game websites. So if you want to read the list on the right, you may do so yourself, especially featuring some police vehicles, the OB-10F including the wide body, the Pegasi Torero XO, the Shitsu Hakuchu Drag, the Nagasaki Shinobi, which are some personal recommendations in my personal, experience of playing GT Online, because they either look really cool, or especially in the Nagasaki Shinobi it's just a crotch rocket on its own. It's an amazing bike. It's really fast. I recommend you guys purchase that. Anyways though, if I had to give my personal top 5 preferences, not in chronological order from worst to best, of which vehicles I actually loved hearing came back to this game in the in-game websites, is the 5 vehicles you see right over here: the Albani Hermes, the Pegasi Torero, the Pfister 811, the Pfister Comet, and the Progen GP1, mainly because, first of all, Albani Hermes is a classic Vice City vehicle in my personal experience. Even if the vehicle may not be the best performing, it's still one of the coolest ones Rockstar has actually brought into the game, and I'm proud of that, including the Torero, but that's because I played GTA 3 Alpha version, and there used to be a car called the Führer GT, which looked exactly like the Torero, but, it's still a really cool looking car to own. The Pfister A11, not just because it looks really cool, but personally it looks like the closest vehicle. May not be the exact same looking, but it looks as closest as Rockstar has ever come to release a Porsche Carrera GT in that game, mainly because of the front. The way the front is shaped, the general design of it could be a little better. I just wish Rockstar actually did release a Porsche Carrera GT in its own version, but it's the closest it comes to. But besides that, it is really fast. It may not be the best, most fastest, but it is still up there generally. The Pfister Comet, obviously, because it's just a cool looking Porsche that they've ever released in that game. You can even Benny modify it, and it's amazing. And the Progen GP1, mainly because this was actually the first supercar I have ever purchased in GT Online, when I, of course, was back in the good old days when money droppers would exist and they dropped onto your account $50,000 bags for like 20 minutes and gave you like $20 billion. Obviously, before Rockstar reset the money in my account, just that actually, which I was thankful for. They actually reset it down to 120,000, but I digressed, though. That was after a year of not playing. Still, with that money that I had, the Progen GP1 was actually the only supercar that I actually held to heart for the longest time in GT Online's history, for as long as I've been playing, and it's never I've never doubted it. It's never did me wrong, honestly. It's a really cool supercar. It's not the fastest, has great acceleration, may not have the best top speed. Its handling is phenomenal, except when you hit like, you know, curves and road bumps. When you're turning, it might actually spin out a bit, so be careful with that. But that's just what's the fun in it in driving, you know? At least you have a bit of more of a challenge when you're driving that thing, but still. It just goes for every other vehicle, but still, those are my recommendations. But in the end, though, the cars that have made it back into the in-game websites are featured on the left, as you can see, with the Imani-tech missile lock-on jammer upgrades now available as of the Money Friends DLC that has released just 3 days ago from when I'm making this video. If you guys have any of your personal recommendations or your personal choices that you loved hearing about come back to the in-game websites as of the release of this DLC, feel free to let us know in the comments down below. Let's all have a conversation. Let's all get together and, you know, respect each other's choices, and please, let's not argue against each other, okay? If you also have any vehicles you are still looking forward to Rockstar bringing back to the in-game websites, like someone has done when I made this video back with the Agents of Sabotage DLC, please let me know as well. It's quite crazy, actually, that was like 6 months ago. I thought that was like a year ago. It's funny how time flies, actually, but still. Someone told me about a vehicle that they wish Rockstar had brought back, and of course I still kept it to my memory. It was actually the Paragon R, which has made it back, thankfully, and they're also looking for the Winnie Easy Sport, which I think it's that model that they were looking forward to getting back as even a limited time vehicle that they wish to purchase, because obviously they love it, and Rockstar hasn't really given much... hasn't really given it back to us for like the past many weekly updates as far as I've kept track of it. Still though, I'm not going to keep this video any longer than I should, so let us know, let me know, let everyone know what vehicles you're looking forward to, what vehicles you're happy to see make a return on the list to the left, and of course, thank you guys for watching. And that is all of the 26 vehicles that Rockstar has brought back into the in-game websites as of the Money Friends DLC. Thank you for watching, hope you have a great day, and take care.